podcast is a member of WildGamesProductions.com and D20Radio.com.
They came from the game table, dice bags in hand,
We have one brain that we share between us.
to talk about role-playing for all across the land.
And you'll like it.
The original, then basic, then one they scoured.
Kinda grabs you by the boo-boo, don't it?
To bring AD&D to the second power.
You want me to put the hammer down?
Welcome to THACO's Hammer, the best damn AD&D second edition podcast ever.
But hey, you know, I'm glad that doesn't happen in face-to-face games. Anyway, hiya, folks. It's me again, Glen, bringing you episode 168 of THACO's Hammer,
Yes, indeed.
and that is Brian over there. That's DM Brian,
Hey, folks, what's going on out there?
and over there in the truck is DM Full On Gamer.
Greetings, Gamer Nation! High and dry from 2 feet of snow in the Northeast!
Ugh, I'm glad I don't live there anymore.
Our man in the field.
Yeah. Then the funny part is where I live now, the weather's supposed to be worse. Nope. Yep.
Well, all we're getting is damn cold.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
That's
you live
it.
out in the plains, Glenn. It does get cold in the winter.
It you know, it flirts with snow for a brief bit, but mostly is just damn cold.
Mm-hmm. And those
Anyway.
winds, boy. Hey, they made a song about that.
Winter can stop now.
Oh, not
Let's
for
go
another
into
3
spring,
weeks.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, damn groundhog.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, let's talk. Go into hits and crits.
Well? One thought he was invincible, the other thought he could fly. So? They were both wrong.
Son of a bitch is dug in like an Alabama tick.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We're sending somebody in to negotiate. Anybody else want to negotiate?
Hits and crits. Hits and crits. Yes, I'm constipated. No, I'm not really, but
Well, I hope not.
Anyway.
That's bad.
I hope not too. How are you, Brian? What's going on?
Oh, let's see. Well, a lot of things have been going on since the last time we recorded, which was the end of October of last year. Let's see. Holidays
That
came.
the Halloween curse hit again.
Yeah, exactly. And then November came through, and I'm working like the proverbial dog. And when I'm not working, I'm sleeping. And then Christmas comes through. All through this time, and we'll give a tip of the hat to him. Full On's been trying to get us together to do a show, and I'm just like, I'm not feeling well enough. He's gung ho about it, even though he's an army guy. You know what I mean. But yeah, so then I have been recording episodes of my own podcast, Confessions of an Arcade Addict. I just recorded episode 35, which is a very painful episode for me because I have to explain to my audience about, how much of a video game addict I was and the things that I did to feed that addiction. I mean, short of selling myself, I did almost everything else. So let's see. New Year comes through. I get an offer for another job with a hospital. I put in my notice. Everything's fine the first week, and I wake up on Friday of partway through the second week, and I have massive headaches and extreme nausea. I can barely make it to the bathroom and back. I I text my boss and let him, to tell him what's going on, and then he just decides, you've got 4 days left. I'm just going to fire you. So that's what ended up happening. So, yeah, that was not good. So I spent the last week,
I'll text back. In that case, I quit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like, whatever. I don't care. It's like I explained to my girlfriend last night. It's like, look, because everyone I've told about, it's like, you should go after him for unemployment for those 4 days. I'm like, you want to know what? No, I'm just done. He's done with me. I'm done with him. I'm not going back there. If you put a gun to my head, you might as well kill me because I don't want to work for that man again. And
It's fine, but you gotta be able to get
generally
the other...
people don't leave jobs; they leave managers.
yeah, exactly. Managers and bosses, exactly. My managers were awesome. I loved those guys. They did everything they could to support me. But when you constantly get your knees taken out from under you by your boss, there's not much you can do.
So you're not on your knees.
Yeah, well, let's not even go there. So I've spent the last 2 weeks just, doing what I can. I'm getting a car finally. I'm finally a functioning driver for the first time in, an independent driver. That's what I should say, for the first time in, oh my God, almost 2 years. Since my Toyota, the subframe on it basically disintegrated under the salt and water.
Of course.
And of course, it's the rarest version of the car that I bought, so getting a subframe is like $3,000. So yeah, it was all that kind of stuff. So I sold my car and I got a new one. It's coming. It'll be here on Saturday. Go ahead.
I thought in your area, rust proofing was mandatory for cars.
No. Oh, no. You can drive the biggest piece of crap, belching smoke and leaking oil, leaking all kinds of fluids from every part of the engine, and you can still get that thing registered. It's like the Wild West up here as far as cars go.
Okay, because I remember when I lived in Chicago for a year, and every car had rust proofing. Every single car had rust proofing.
Yeah, you should. Yeah,
out of the dealer, it was rust proof.
Yeah, well, see, that's what I should have done. But I didn't think about that up until, I go to get new tires on my car, and my mechanic goes to me and says, your rear subframe is rusted through. And I'm like, what? I'm like, and then I thought about it. I'm like, oh. Because then he explains, like, yeah, but, the wind, the water and the salt, and all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, it didn't help that I, anytime we got more than, say, 4 or 5 inches of snow on the ground, I would drive my car like I'm doing World Rally Cup over in Europe, But yeah, so that's what ended up happening.
That just keeps the engine warm and the body rinsed. That's okay.
Exactly. Exactly, you understand.
That's why I'm still driving my 82 Grand Prix.
Exactly.
Oklahoma, we don't worry out here. We don't worry about the salt, we don't worry about the rust, I guess, because we get like 1 day of snow, a day and a half of snow. Yeah, maybe an ice storm.
Yeah, I was going to say
ice storms and snowstorms.
Yeah, it's like,
but at the same time,
sells paint jobs because of the sunburn.
Yeah, when it's like 20 degrees out and you're getting sunburned. Yes.
When I first came here, the trucks were throwing sand.
Yeah.
And I asked my stepson, I says, why aren't they throwing salt? He says, we're poor Okies. We can afford salt.
Yeah, exactly. I get my car on Saturday. Hooray, I'm able to do home care and go to and from work, but I still have to get through the rest of this week. And I just, like I said, I just started my new job Monday, so things are looking sort of up.
Good for you. Okay. How about you, Falon? Things looking up for you?
Well, they're traveling, so I'm keeping things moving. I'm still occasionally teaching motorcycle classes. I'm unlocked my level 1 lab rat, so I'm now part of the COVID testing projects for vaccines. So, nice. Yay!
I should get a hold of
it. Why fight for a vaccine when you can go get paid to take one?
That's a good idea, actually.
Yep. It makes perfect sense to me. You know what? I'm going to do a search on that.
And just like everything else that's worth a damn, you wait for the first 3 or 4 iterations to come out. We're already on patch 3, patch 4, patch 5. They've worked out most of the kinks, so I'm not worried about side effects on it. So
good.
Yeah, you have a point.
I'm coming up on 64 in a few months, so I got to think about taking that. Maybe.
Yeah. You are in that quote unquote danger zone. you know, where
we all get there eventually.
Yeah, true. I mean, I was talking to Allie about that too because she just turned 50. Yeah, she turned 59 just about a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
And you're how old?
52. I just turned 52 in December.
You're getting there too.
I know, I'm getting there. I know. We're all, like you just said, we're all getting there. We're all going to wind up there eventually.
So I didn't think you were there that soon.
Oh yeah, I'm 52. I'm only like what? I'm only like what, 8 years behind you? You know?
Something like that.
Yeah, so, yeah. We're all getting there.
Puppy of the group.
No, Corey was. Corey was when he would show up.
Well, he's the default puppy now.
Yeah, for sure. As a matter of fact, I need to get a hold of that guy, see if we can get him back, because,
Well, I don't know. Becky says, she says, right now the only way I'm taking that COVID vaccine is if they don't give me another relief check because of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's anti-vax anyway.
Uh-huh.
So, so I knew they'd have an uphill battle with her.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I have no choice. I had major surgery. I have to take these flu shots and stuff.
Yeah. Oh God, flu shots. I just had to take one for my job, and it knocked me on my ass for 3 days.
Wow.
Just
Anyway, what's happening with me? Okay, Becky is doing her job, of course. She's starting a nice side, another business. She is selling organic garlic powder.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff in the store.
Right.
It comes from China. And she sells American organic garlic powder, straight from Gilroy, California. One of my old stomping grounds, because I was next door to San Jose.
Yeah, the garlic capital of the world. Yes.
Yes, and she's selling it. Her business is Blue Rooster.
Mm-hmm.
So go to Amazon or Google Blue Rooster organic whatever, and we're going to get this going. She just got a whole big order. She's waiting on bottles, and it seems to be quite popular. So we're making a little side money, I hope.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. I started a live stream with Eric every other Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourses. I call it Triple D. That's not the best title in the world.
Mm.
So what are you going to do? But we just talk, we BS about, it's like, I got a hole to fill. Will you do a show with me? Okay, fine. Whatever. Doing a Friday, Saturday game of 1E. Having fun with that. My Monday game's going great. Mm-hmm. Our Thursday game, I'm back in the GMC.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're doing Astonishing Swordsman and Sorcerer by Brevoria. Yeah. I found out something interesting about I might do an episode of Radio Grognard on this. Time of day does matter sometimes in game.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because I ran this one scenario with pirates trying to attack the ship with Cyclopses they were trying to row out to steal the ship because their ship was broken.
Uh-huh.
And the Cyclopses were on the shore throwing boulders at the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran it for my other group. They had a good time, But this time I said, okay, they start attacking just before dawn.
Matters.
As the battle goes, the sun comes up. Because at dawn, it's like that twilight time where you can see the trees and stuff, but you still see like shadows.
Uh-huh.
You can't see people really well. You see something coming in. So they couldn't see them until they got on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And it really helped get people immersed in that.
Hey.
Because they're in the middle of the battle.
This is why the Wilderness Adventures Guide actually has valid content in it.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the edition you play.
Yes. And they're in the middle of the battle right now. We had to end in the middle because it was basically a session 0 because they're creating characters, but I wanted to start them off a little. So they're in the middle of the battle. So when they come back, I'm going to say the sun's come up. You can see these jokers on the beach. And what are you going to do about it? And they're probably going to, go out there and mess them up.
Mm-hmm.
I know they have at least one caster with them. The pirates have one caster with them.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to see what happens.
By the way, that caster probably will not have very many fire spells, if any.
Why?
Remember that, because he's on a ship. Yeah.
No. You burn the enemy ship down to the water. You either sink it or you burn it. You don't try to do both.
Well,
but yeah, you can totally do that.
Okay.
Pitch is flammable. So are sails. Absolutely set those mothers on fire.
Uh-huh.
That's how you fight at sea.
Well,
yeah, I was thinking of making it an elemental mage, like a cryomancer or a pyromancer.
Okay.
We already have a cryomancer PC. He's all cold spells.
Get some Greek fire launchers on there. Start slinging some friggin' flasks of oil on fire. Oh, you can totally cripple a ship fast.
Yeah. Well, they've already got their bow smashed by one of the boulders.
So it's entirely possible that the ship may go down. But yeah,
it's barely hanging on. They got to get to the next port to get it repaired. Obviously, they're trying to get to the Diamond Desert, and they got one more place they were going to stop for supplies anyway. So it's like they'd probably be able to limp there.
Probably do a little patch job and be able to get there.
Do a patch job. I mean, the guy who hired him, it's his boat, so he's going to take care of it.
Okay.
I mean, this crazy old one-legged wizard. Yes, I'm running the ghost ship again. The ghost ship, because my friend Matt, I mean, he's playing a rune caster, and I say, you are ballsy, my friend. A second level rune caster. I said, I almost played that until I found out, wait a minute, to cast spells, I got to take hit points? No!
You've got to watch the 3rd season of Dragon Prince.
Oh, yeah?
On Netflix or Amazon, one of those two. I think it's a Netflix original. But yeah, Dragon Prince, definitely.
Well, Matt's all about like, Vikings and Germanic and all that stuff. So of course he's going to take that. I've got 2 runes here. Every time I have to cut myself, it's like, oh, forget that. I'm not doing that. I want to play something else. But he's all in. He's like, and he jumped in it so hard. He says, these guys who worship this god, if I see him, I'm going to kill him on sight. And he says, oh, okay, Matt, take it easy. I mean, it's like, damn. I mean, jump into that character. He didn't dive into that character. He jumped feet first into that character.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But it's like, because he said I've been reading a lot of Howard and stuff. So it's like, okay, yeah,
that'll do it. Well, yeah, if you are a Howard freak, yes, I can kind of understand it.
And he's been playing Conan Exiles too.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's all about it.
Yeah, I played my intro where I took the main theme off the movie and I rejiggered it to tell the intro, and I played that on there. That sounds just like the stuff on Conan Exiles. That's from the movie.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep. Where do you think they get this stuff?
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyway, that's me. Do we have any emails?
We've got emails, believe it or not. Let's see. We've got 3. All right, let's start with the short and sweet one first, if I can find it. It's right there. It is.
Go.
All right. It is called. Oh, geez, this is a name. Check this one out. This email is from DM Buck Backup. I'm like,
points for the name.
Yeah. Okay, and he says, thanks for the tips, fingertips, ear tips, DM tips. Okay, he's one of these guys. Okay. Full-on's tip about what's that?
I'm just grumbling that I never thought of Buck Backup.
You can't think of them all, Glenn. Okay. He says, Full-on's tip for having an Audiug and a carry-on crawler in a symbiotic relationship will make for a delightful twist when DMing my wife's 7th level druid.
You're welcome.
I love that.
Let's see. As Brian would say, full disclosure, yeah, I do say that a lot, don't I? I run a 1st edition game, but you probably won't hold that against me. No, we won't. First edition's fine. Just had to say thanks for putting out episodes for those of us hiding in basements and offices. It is a comfort to hear your familiar voices arguing the finer points of our beloved game. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, Buck.
And that goes in the archive. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, we had Uncle Buck now.
Yeah, exactly, Uncle Buck. Okay, here we go.
Just read.
I'm reading. This one's from DM Justin. Anyway. Good evening, gents. I am a longtime gamer, which, like most, have gone through periods of gaming feast and famine. I started at the ripe age of 5 in 1985. Jeez, 5 years old. Now I feel old. Jeez. In 1985, when the older neighbor kid introduced me and my friend and his older brothers to the Beck Me Red Box. We played in his homebrew world for years, though it turned out to be not so homebrew, since now I realize we journeyed to the Barrier Peaks and checked out Castle Greyhawk several times, even if they had the serial numbers filed off to fit his campaign. Yeah, well, nothing wrong with that.
That's fine.
Yep. Lift and shift is full on.
That's why we issue files.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
To continue. But as a young man, I was mesmerized by his ability to craft a world, lead us deep into our imaginations, and probably because he could grow stubble on his chin. So, yeah, you guys are like, 5, 6, 7 years old guys, like, what, 14, 15, 16 maybe? Let's see. Shortly after beginning to play in his group, I had an older relative hand me down their first edition AD&D books, and I pored over them with the awe of someone upon first finding the Rosetta Stone. While most of my classmates were busy playing baseball and war, I was trying to learn Gygaxian prose. As a result, developed a respectable vocabulary that serves me to this day in my role as a regional manager of a credit union. How about that? That's taking, that's turning a frown upside down.
I always thought all journalism students should study the first edition Dungeon Master's Guide just for the prose.
You want to know what? They could probably do a senior thesis on that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, to continue. My original DM upgraded to second edition upon its release in '89 and gifted me his Beck Me boxes. Sadly, no Masters or Immortal sets. And while I appreciated the gift, I didn't stay there long, as 2E was the new and shiny. I wanted to own it. I wanted to own that. I understand. That's exactly what I did in, 1990. I was only a year behind you with that. I did the exact same thing. Through begging, pleading, and judicious... I can't talk today. Through begging...
Judicious?
Judicious. Yeah, exactly. Through begging, pleading, and judicious use of birthday and Christmas leverage, I was able to obtain the core books, including the compendium, which was never meant to survive the abuses of a 10-year-old. It wasn't meant to survive the abuses of a 20-year-old. Trust me on that. Because, there's a reason why I don't touch my compendium anymore. They're in 2 cardboard portfolios, and I never touch them. Even though I bought the extra sheets and put them in, I just don't mess with them anymore. Well, I've got electronic copies now, so there. Occasionally, when I was at a Walden Books, I would be able to pick up the odd complete handbook, and luckily I happened to be friends with the Midwestern cousin of Richie Rich, whose parents provided him with every book he asked for, so between us we had access to a huge library.
Nice.
Yeah, we played 2E from '89 up until around '97 when Girls and Jobs started to distract our gaming. Yeah, that happens. We came back for a run at 3E that was successful, if short, because we all moved to different areas of the country for school, but nothing compared to our 2E days. Later, when... Go ahead, Glenn.
There's a question coming up, right?
I'm not sure. I'm reading this blind. Where you're going, I'm going. I just happen to be the orator.
Okay. Till then, we're getting
it's
Peter Gray's a biography.
Yeah, biography, exactly. Let's see. To continue. Later, when 4E was released, after a decade of nearly no gaming, I saw an opportunity to use the MMO aspect of the system to pull people in and create a group of mostly non-gamers that lasted almost 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Unfortunately, while it is an easy pitch for a non-gamer familiar with MMOs, 4E didn't scratch my creative itch as a DM, and I eventually let the group die out of apathy for the system right before 5E dropped.
Yep.
Boy, did I get out too soon. With the COVID lockdowns upon us, and my oldest son now old enough to enjoy this type of game, I got a new group started of new and lapsed gamers, and have enjoyed a lot of the nostalgia placating done with the 5E line of books. I have a group of 10 guys who have met every other week at my house for 5 to 7 hours to just sit and roleplay through some classic modules, occasionally a Dungeon Crawl Classic, and a few homebrew ideas I have had. All the while, have been repurchasing my childhood with a collection of all the complete guides, several each of the core books, 17 box sets. Jeez, he's got the money to do this.
He heard Corey was selling and just said,
No kidding. Oh my God. Yeah, that's all he had to do is just hit up Corey. He'd have taken care of you. 17 box sets and numerous splat books and player's option guides. I have floated the idea of trying to getting them to try a 2E game and have met much resistance from a few of the more vocal. THACO is too hard, subtracting up from 10 from a THACO just to find out what I need. No way. Yeah, no kidding. But I still see cracks in their armor and haven't given up hope. My new devious plan is to run them through some 2E and 1E materials via the Castles and Crusade systems without them realizing they're using AD&D rules mixed with their own modern system. Insert evil laughter here. Okay, here you go, Glenn. I've been watching Old Man Grognar reviews. It's good. Through the pandemic, and I have to say that Glenn is just a real treat for the gaming community. Love that guy. Recently, I found THACO's Hammer via Roll for Initiative and have been listening to the backlog of episodes while driving between the 5 branches that I manage, and you guys are doing a great job fighting for the Forgotten Edition. As soon as I realized that I recognized Glenn's voice from the YouTube channel, I knew I found a home. You have a listener for life, or longer if Resurrection magic is ever discovered. I attached a couple files for you guys, the Excel sheets that will help you create characters from the CNC Core Rules or Adventures Backpack. The PDF is a homebrew system-neutral campaign world I've been working on that I will be uploading to Dragon's Foot as another free option for creatively challenged DMs. Keep up the good work, guys. Sincerely, DM Justin.
I gotta change my voice.
Yeah, well, no, that's a hard voice to change, Glenn. If P.S. That was a compliment, damn it.
I know.
P.S. If you ever find yourself in the Effingham, Illinois area looking for a game, fat chance, or need another person to gush about 2E on an episode, I would be happy to help the cause. Justin, you're hired.
Your 15 minutes of fame is coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, there are those 3 sheets he's talking about. Excuse me. I wish we could attach them to our website. I just don't know how to do it. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured you'd like that because, yeah, he buttered you up pretty good, Glenn.
Oh, he did. Tell your group. Oh, I can't say it on the podcast. I was something about THACO. It's hard to subtract 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
It's hard to subtract 20 to get.
It's more easy to add than subtract. It's just a mental block some people have.
It's just you go either way, up or down.
I know.
Just subtract 20.
Just fuss with the stats, and you can sneak a 2.5 game on them, and just use some of the 3E rules, and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing that with the game I play with my grandchildren. We play 1E, and just to help them, I just say, well, just subtract 20, and that's what you have to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. THACO's too hard to understand. All right, that part I get. The subtracting 20, I don't get because that's a lot easier.
Yeah. Well, some people, I'm just tired of arguing about it because I've been.
You, sir, are great. Your people, work on it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And
anyway.
Okay, our last email is from GM Trigby. I think that's how you pronounce it. Okay. He says, I've been listening to your podcast for some time now, and I thought I'd finally take the time to write in. I found you guys after exhausting some of the first edition content available on the internet. I listen while doing yard maintenance or exercising, and have found your splat books to be both entertaining and informative. I'm starting for episode 1, and I'm up to episode 80 or so now. Let's see. I've been playing first edition AD&D since 1978 when the Player's Handbook was released. Since then, I've left the game, sold my books, come back to it, and spent a stupid amount of money on eBay trying to recover my collection. Yeah, don't tell me about it. It's the same old story that I'm sure you've heard 1,000 times. This is still the edition I play with my friends, but even back in the early days of gaming, we had enough house rules to make my first edition years basically a light version of second edition. Yeah, that's why second edition came around. Let's see. Back in the 80s, I played in the world of Greyhawk, but found the setting to be too high magic for my taste. Wow, he'd hate Forgotten Realms. I don't enjoy games where plots can be resolved with a single spell or where torch is pointless because everyone has continual light sticks. Okay. I'm more of a swords and sorcery type player. As awesome as Forgotten Realms is, the world is also high magic, so I've never really used it as a campaign setting. See?
He'd like Grimgar.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Astonishing swordsmen, sorcerers. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on over to the dark side. We have cookies.
Come on over to Astonishing Swordsman. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Since there wasn't a light magic campaign setting, or at least I wasn't aware of one, I decided to create...
Hyboria?
Hyboria. Yeah, for sure.
Hyperborea.
Mm-hmm. I decided to create my own. It's been a continual work in progress for the last 30 years. Yeah, that's how it goes. I've been working on my Mystara campaign conversion for about 30 years now.
Never ending.
Never ends. Never ends. I've pretty much always been a DM, but enjoy playing when the opportunity presents itself. In the games played on my campaign world, a magic item is a big deal, and a magic creature even more so. There are mystical and crazy creatures, items, and gear scattered about the world, but you have to go looking for them. The average citizen of the realms would never encounter such things and would have no knowledge of them. Well, yeah. Of course. I'm mentioning this to you since I recall listening to an early episode where you discussed doppelgangers. I've only used these rarely over the last 30 or so years as a DM, but I did have one fun little story to tell you that you or your listeners may enjoy. Okay.
We're listening.
Yes, we are. I'm running 4 ongoing campaigns in my world right now, and one recently concluded. It started as a side thing where a rather challenging player decided to split the group. In my game, if you do any sort of long-term split of a group, that's probably a new campaign, especially if you decide to go off and do your own thing or be really stupid. Yeah, I hear that. The funny thing was that the problematic player who split the group was actually playing a doppelganger and didn't know it. In my campaigns, everyone starts by making 3 characters. 1 main and 2 alts that have some sort of RP ties to the main character. Death happens often, and we don't slow things down because someone was foolish or had an unfortunate die roll. However, I tell all the players that all the alts are mine until they are needed, and I'm free to use them as NPCs or plot devices. Let's see. In this case, the player in question was playing one of the other player's alts, a gnome fighter thief. This side campaign was centered around 3 gnome cousins. One was missing, and everyone thought she was abducted by an evil magic user with the help of the construction of a phylactery. Okay, so he's going to be a lich. The other 2 cousins were questing with a bunch of friends to try and rescue the one who was apparently abducted. What actually happened is that 2 of the 3 cousins were abducted. One was forced to work for the evil mage, while the other, the fighter thief, was in prison under threat of death. The gnome in the party was... Go ahead, full on.
So he's saying nobody knows the doppel he's seen?
Yes. But that was actually pretty good. It's painful, but it's a good pain.
Good pun.
Yes. The gnome in the party was a doppelganger placed there by the mage to keep the group from interfering and prevent them from finding a place called Darkness Falls, where the mage has his lair. The player, of course, didn't know this and never figured why she always failed thief ability checks, why she was horribly unlucky, or why she didn't do much additional damage backstabbing. You know, how could you? Yeah. I'd asked the DM about that if that was the case. Okay. In the end, when the party finally found the gnomes they were looking for, it caused some conflict. I gave the player a choice. Play the actual gnome fighter thief now or continue playing the doppelganger. She decided to play the doppelganger and was eventually eaten by a large worm-like creature since the party didn't care enough to save her. Wow. Anyways, it was a 7-month deception that paid off in spades. It was justified in my mind since the player in question joined the campaign late and didn't really care about the character. Wow. Jeez, dude. Man, okay. I got things to say, but okay. Question. Have any of you ever had a long-term RP or narrative device like this that you've used to good or ill effect? If so, I'd like to hear about it. Finally, a little gift. You had an episode on spell research some time back, so I thought I'd send you some custom spells written by myself and my players during campaign play. One of my current campaigns is called Legist Arcana, and it involves 7 players who start as commoners and have to survive magic school. You might think it sounds like Harry Potter, but rest assured it has a rather high death count for students, and I actually make the characters pass their magic theory quizzes. If they fail anything at that point, it's obviously very bad. Several players have had to leave the game because their mains and all their alts died. Good times. Yeah, for you.
Yeah. If you like that game, I got another one.
It's like The Witcher and Dragonlance mixed. It works.
I got a good game for you if you like that one. It's called Traveler.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Go ahead, make a character.
Yeah, AD&D Traveler. My God. Okay. Here. Oh, he says that there's a link, but I didn't see a link in the email. I think he forgot to actually send the link. You guys are professionals, so I trust you'll have no issue converting them as necessary. I'm sending you a separate email from Drive-Thru RPG with a link to the custom spell manual. Enjoy. I think we got that, but I'll have to go back and look for it. But
sure.
Okay. When you say it's good times for you. Because you're the kind of DM, at least from what I read from this email, where I would struggle to enjoy the game under you because I'm not saying I'm, a whiner or a complainer or a snowflake, but God only knows I have my moments. But yeah, if I'm having to, if I'm playing in a low magic setting, which is difficult enough because that means there's a dearth of healing magic, because that's how DMs control their campaigns nowadays. But I would have some problems with how this game is set up. But whatever floats your boat. That's all I got to say. That's okay.
I've had to deal with some long-term campaign plan ideas and stuff like that, and it wasn't so much that we had multiple characters pre-made with the intention of having them die and immediately be replaced. I mean, you save that for when you're playing Paranoia.
Yeah.
I did have a high turnover of characters during one of my run-throughs of Night Below.
Uh-huh.
But
well, that's to be expected. Someone's going to die in that campaign.
Yeah.
Full you there?
Well, we had a rather large. Yeah, I'm here. We had a rather large surge of them all at once at the end of book 1, in the transition to book 2.
Right.
So there was just a bad set of circumstances that arose from the friggin' keep.
Bad dice rolls all the way through.
Well, bad dice rolls and worse decisions.
Yeah. One can lead to the other.
They go hand in hand.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But you can generally, it's like having situations like that or campaign settings like that where, okay, you go in with the foreknowledge that we're doing a setting, we're doing a theme, and we're going to run with this style of theme. Okay, that works. I've done that with my Impossible Missions Force setup of Harper cells. So that works. Give them the Mr. Phelps scroll and let them deal with the situation as they discover it, so that they have a reason to play together.
Yeah.
Having them be co-students in the academy, as long as it's not like a deathmatch elimination academy where you're doing the school life work together to achieve things, you can do that. It's not Hogwarts.
Right.
So, you can make it work. It's fine. Yeah. So I don't have anything against that either. And having it be hardcore and possibly fatal for the characters, I approve of that because
possibly
again, I prefer people to understand that there's risk. That, yes, characters can die, not just get hurt, not just die and need to find, at least one party member with 1 hit point left, drag a couple of chopped off fingers to the local resurrection farm and try to get some people back.
Right.
Okay, so you're all in debt now, but you're back.
Yeah.
Next adventure, okay?
Yep.
Hey, 1 hit point is all it takes. As long as somebody's still standing, you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a win.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
See it now. I made it to 20 level and I'm still in debt.
Yeah. I mean, as far as this question goes...
Why is my Constitution 8? Started as an 18. Don't worry about it. Make better choices.
Yeah. Why am I getting cold so much more frequently? Don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, to answer his actual question, I've used long-term RP and narrative devices, in my own campaigns. Back when I was with my roommate, I used to this was the famous paladin with the 12 strength, and she was constantly asking me for Gauntlet's Voger power,
Right.
because she thought that's what made her effective as a fighter, the ability to deal damage. No, it's a little bit more than that, but I tried to convince her of it. She just wouldn't buy it. Basically, one of the plot devices I would use, actually I used two now that I think about it. The first one I've already talked about. They found a tiger trapped in a trap with hunters, surrounding it. Obviously vicious and evil types, and she was playing the paladin, so she sensed evil in their intentions, so she immediately went after them. And not only that, she was getting like this little tingle, not tingle, but she was feeling something in the back of her head that were thoughts that weren't her own. And the closer she got to the tiger, the stronger they got. So that was her bonded animal. But I went one step further. That tiger was a cursed Rakasta princess who was forced away from her forced off her throne and out. And this was the thing. The closer she got to her home, the more tiger-like she was. The further away she got from her home, the more she was obviously intelligent, and through some mind communication magic, some telepathy or empathy, or I forget exactly what, they finally started getting the story as to what was going on with this person, or at least from her perspective. She didn't know that, she was cursed, because at some point she would get so far away from her home she would remember everything, and then they would get the full story, and then they would go to her homeland to try to fix it. The problem is that the closer they got, the more tiger-like she became, until she was like, tiger straight out of the Monstrous Compendium. So
Right.
Proximity mind wipe.
Right.
Sounds
that
fun,
would,
actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
I would equip the character with a ring of mind shielding as soon as possible.
You think you want to know what? Wish somebody thought of that. The second thing in this campaign is that now that she got her bonded animal, of course now she's going to start hearing rumors about her holy sword. And and I started,
amulet of non-detection and those amulet of location and non-detection would have also worked. Mm-hmm. It would have broken the proximity sensor.
Or remove curse cast by like an 11th level priest or higher. That would have worked too. So this is what was going on. Unfortunately, this game fell apart because my relationship with my roommate basically fell apart, and I'm not going to go into why, but suffice.
Oh, why?
You really want to know?
Not really.
Okay. I thought not, but yeah, I love doing that stuff. In another solo campaign, she was playing a martial artist, and I did the exact same thing with her horse. Her horse was exceptionally intelligent. Understood the character when the character was speaking to the horse in common, also in my campaign's version of Japanese. He, the mount understood it. That horse was basically a cursed Kirin. And, my whole thing was, at some point, I love making these like life, quote unquote, life altering decisions for characters, or forcing them into it. That's the part of me that can be a little sadistic. Basically, once they found out what was going on with this horse, who was, like I said, almost more intelligent than the party mage, once they found out what was going on there, then they had a choice to make, because they would figure out what it was, but the horse would want to stay with the martial artist, but being a Kirin, he would have other obligations. That wasn't going to be resolved until my roommate's character in question was like 12th, 13th level, something like that. Because
that explains Max from Tangled.
Yes. Yes, yes. Max is extremely intelligent, more intelligent than what's his face. Sometimes Eugene. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. But yes, exactly. So that's what those are the things I like to do as far as narrative devices or long-term goals or RP things. So that's pretty much it for me, Glenn.
It's good. Sounds good. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for that. And if you want to send us some more stuff, please do. THACOshammer@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And a phone number.
That number is 405-806-0555.
So you got two choices there.
Mm-hmm.
You want a third? Well, whistle for it. Anyway.
Or you can just at your YouTube channel. Send us video essays and commentary. We'll take a look at those too.
Oh, absolutely. Without a doubt.
Are we going to have to start a YouTube channel now?
You know what? It wouldn't be that bad of an idea.
Oh, no, I opened the gates of hell.
We are already on YouTube, Glenn. Stop
we
it.
were discussing starting to maybe do some video reviews. You guys have got to get caught up now that you're actually watching them.
Mm-hmm.
Full on YouTube, no. You'll break it. Nah, I can handle it. Anyway,
yeah, there's worse on YouTube.
There's worse in the world.
Yes.
Let's go to people skills.
Wish we have time to bear them, fellas.
Hell with them fellas. Buzzards gotta eat, same as worms.
I can just shoot women, children. Easy. You just don't lead them so much. Ain't war hell?
Where shall I find a new adversary so close to my own level?
Try the local sewer.
People skills.
People skills. Okay, we're talking about our Axe for Hire here, which is out of the Complete Dwarven Handbook.
Correct.
That's right.
All right. Since
sold all my Splat books, I'd tell you what it is.
No, I got it right here. This is why I have all of my stuff electronically. Just easier to work with. For this podcast and for when I do D&D stuff, when I work on my D&D stuff, it's just easier to have it electronically. Okay.
That's true. When I prep, I usually have my tablet with me. So.
See? Even you've gotten with the 21st century, Glenn. Congratulations. Anyway. Okay, the Axe for Hire. It's usually a mercenary who is willing to sell his services to the highest bidder. Usually an all-around fighter, capable of engaging in hand-to-hand combat. He's able to use a crossbow and other missile weapons.
Sounds like a Myrmidon.
Yeah. Kind of the Dwarven Myrmidon. Let's see. His role, he is frequently a dwarf with a severe case of wanderlust and a strong desire to travel beyond a stronghold. The best way to accomplish this is to hire out as a guard or a mercenary. He may find employment with a merchant who is setting out on an expedition deeper underground or planning to travel above. He may be working for a dwarf noble who is visiting relatives in other lands or trying to recapture a mine from orcs or dragons. Perhaps he has traveled to aid a stronghold attacked by monsters. He may accept employment with another race providing the money is good enough. He wants to be paid to fight. That's pretty simple. Let's see.
Dragon Fever.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, the equipment. That's right. Bonus non-weapon proficiencies, endurance, of course, because dwarves always get endurance. Local history and local dwarf history. Let's see, the recommended ones are alertness, armor, Boyer Fletcher, direction sense, fire building, dwarf rune, survival, underground navigation, weaponsmith, the usual stuff. The equipment basically says the Axe for Hire can spend his starting money on whatever arms, armor, and equipment he can afford. When he is created, it is agreed that he's part of a military force with specific equipment requirements. He's required to buy that equipment, but at half the price. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, this is the Dwarven Myrmidon. The special benefits, they get a free weapon specialization. It has to be one commonly associated with dwarves. Okay, go ahead.
So, versus the Myrmidon, he's more of the Ronin rather than the samurai.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. When employed, he never pays for his own upkeep. Rooms at inns, food, and drink are all supplied by his employer. Okay, fair enough. Let's see, the hindrances. Most dwarves distrust anyone with an independent attitude. So he gets a -3 reaction penalty when reacting with other dwarves in any situation other than a military one. In addition, the axe for hire who is part of a military force is subject to the discipline and dictates of his commander, of course. No longer free to come and go as he pleases. He's further restricted by the contract he is signed with it by his employer. Many of these are for a fixed duration and require him to be available throughout the term. Disappearing before the end of the contract is likely to give him a poor reputation as a mercenary. So yeah. And, the wealth options are just 5d4 times 10, normal fighter. So yeah, that's the axe for hire as far as the game terms go.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd play the hell out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I would.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. You played a dwarven myrmidon with a Russian accent. Of course you would.
Yeah. Just
yes, and I tell you, he's going to tell us that our secret backstory plot is that we're actually true brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
That would be funny. Yeah, that'd be like twins with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, the two of you are like
times.
a Laurel and Hardy adventuring duo. Why not?
Isn't he a half orc?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the other half might be.
That's why he slopes to one side. Okay.
Oh wow. Anyway, yeah, this is a nice little kit for a dwarf. I mean, there's not too much to it. Not a hell of a lot of role playing dictates or anything like that. I could see most players who are playing dwarf fighters, they would take that just for the free specialization, of course.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So,
always,
not too bad.
Specialization in 2E is important, yes.
Yes, it is, actually.
Unfortunately.
No, it's not unfortunate. Because you want to know what? The enemy can have it too.
You know what I like about Astonishing Swordsman they did? Mm-hmm. They gave you a weapon specialization, but it's all for fighters and fighter subclasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No other classes get it.
Right. That's how it should be. I mean,
yes.
The only thing you can have if you're using the Black Splat books is weapon expertise. You could either have like +1 to hit or +2 damage, or in my campaign, I give you either or. It could give you, either of the benefits that a specialist gets both of. The multiple attacks or the bonuses. You know, and they call that, what was it? In 3E, it was what? Weapon specialization and weapon something else. I can't remember.
Weapon expertise, weapon specialization, weapon master.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's like that. And some of the NPCs or that are in my campaign have it.
In Rules Cyclopedia, you will see a seminal version of that with specializations, but they apply that to all the skills too. But it's kind of like the first thought they had to do that. So, and they refined it for second edition, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, this could be fit in any camp,
easy,
any type. Any campaign world. You find them in the realms, find them in Greyhawk. You find
Yep.
They're like roaches.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
If you're
wow.
All right. The question has to be asked.
Okay.
Full on, if you played one.
Axe for hire, yeah. Although almost all of my dwarves have been multi-class. I mean, I had fun with my DM was generous and let me double kit, so I was a Myrmidon Vindicator. So, fighter priest,
bye.
Myrmidon Battle Rager martial artist.
Oh God! Stop.
Martial artist, not by class, but by weapon proficiency.
Yes, exactly.
What was his name? Swiss Army.
Ramadaj Silverbeard, master of Taekwondo Leap, boot to the head. And yes, I talked that way at the table.
Of course you did.
Students, so you may learn.
Boot to the head.
Well, if I can play a monk who is a sailor, okay, that'll work. Anyway,
well, it is what it is.
Ain't much to talk about on this one. It's a good. We'll just say it's a good class.
Good kit for a fighter. Yeah.
It's a good.
Want to be a
all-round.
smashy, stompy? That's your dwarf kit for you. There you go.
Yep.
Even stomps more than a regular dwarf. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to talk about this? Anything else? THACOshammer@gmail.com. Hey, we are on to Magic Fingers.
The White Wizard approaches.
There's no such thing as magic.
You always were the better magician. Who doesn't know that? But whatever your secret was, you have to agree. Mine is better.
Magic Fingers.
Magic Fingers, Mordenkainen's faithful hound dog.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
I had I told you I collected material components for all my spells, and I had Mordenkainen's faithful watchdog cast.
Yep.
But you didn't actually cast it. You didn't actually cast the spell.
Yes,
I
did.
Oh,
I did. You asked me if we wanted to get
So now there's ogres, okay?
Yep. Now you got ogres. Yeah. Okay. This is in the player's handbook. This is one of the common ones.
Thank God.
Yeah. Level 5, Conjuration Summoning Spell also can be used if you're a Shadow Mage. Level 5, like I said, range is 10 yards.
So we're talking like 8th level.
Character. Ninth
level. Whoa.
Yeah, ninth.
It's a more advanced spell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be 9th level in order to cast 5th level spells.
Although there's a 3rd level spell, Mordenkainen's faithful puppy.
Somebody should make that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I already did. You use Dragon Magazine 200 and you tailor your spells because you like chihuahuas.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, but noisemakers. Anyway. Okay, components are verbal, somatic, and material. Casting time is 5. Duration is special. Area of effect is special with no saving throw. Okay. By means of this spell, the wizard summons up a phantom watchdog that only he can see. He can then command it to perform as a guardian of a passage, room, door, or similar space or portal. The phantom watchdog immediately commences a loud barking if any creature larger than a cat approaches the place it guards. As the faithful hound can detect invisible creatures and ward against the approach of ethereal creatures, it's an excellent guardian. It doesn't react to a...
The Kirkos invade.
Yeah, yeah. But Kirk was are nice. You just don't mess with them. Let's see. It does not react to illusions that are not at least quasi-real. So, normal phantasmal force or anything like that is out. Let's see. If the intruding creature exposes its back to the watchdog, the dog delivers a vicious attack as if it was a 10-hit dice monster, striking for 3d6 points of damage. It can hit opponents of all types, even those subject to only magical weapons of +3 or greater enchantment.
Wow.
Creatures without backs, such as jellies and puddings and so forth, are not attacked. The Faithful Hound cannot be attacked, but it can be dispelled. The spell lasts for 1 hour plus half an hour per caster level, but once it is activated by an intruder, it only lasts 1 round per caster level. So,
Zorn would be able to get past it as well.
Zorn.
It has 3 faces. It has no back.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's see.
I train mine to bite him in the butt.
Yeah, so that means if you are a 9th level caster casting this spell, the duration of it guarding is basically, 5.5 hours? So that's pretty close to a sleeping shift. Pretty close.
Yeah. So it'll fight for 9 rounds, which
correct.
The fight should be over by then.
Correct.
So if I wanted to
the fighter will have his armor on by then.
Yeah, something like that.
So if we're in the camp, you're sleeping in the camp, and you want to get, I don't know, I want to distract him. You open a bag of cats and throw it in there.
Actually, he'll ignore the cats.
Oh, that's right. It has to be larger.
Yeah,
I'll make a bobcats then.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see. If the spellcaster is ever more than 30 yards from the area that the watchdog guards, the spell ends. The material components of this spell is pretty... You would think it makes perfect sense. A tiny silver whistle, a piece of bone, and a thread. So yes. Like I said, it's a common spell because, it's in the player's handbook. Everything in the player's handbook is a common spell for the most part. except for like 8th and level spells and up.
Useful spell to combine with like your rope trick spell.
Or Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion.
Yeah.
Have him guard the door to the mansion. You stack your guardian spells. See, that's what I liked about Mordenkainen. He wasn't just about offensive spells. He had, he did almost everything.
Utility spells.
Yes, various utility spells. He had protection spells. He had some offensive spells. He had a lot of defensive spells. And of course, the Magnificent Mansion and so forth and so on. But yeah, it's a great spell to have.
Although you don't want to discuss when he started casting Mordenkainen's Tenebrious Tentacles.
No,
that was from the Book of Darkness. We don't need to go there.
Yeah, we don't need to go there. No, not at all.
So Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound. That's one of the spells you get when you go, yeah, I'm there. I made it. I got Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound.
Yeah,
9th level, baby.
Yeah, it is. It is a it's a great guardian spell. I mean, if you are the paranoid party because you've got that kind of DM who loves to set ambushes and so forth, but the problem, it's like I've said before, small sidebar. If you are in a constant adversarial relationship with your DM because you feel like it's you versus him, you are going to lose. He's always going to figure stuff out. But anyway, I'm not going to go off on that tangent.
That's a great place to be if you're playing a paladin in hell, having one of those.
Yeah. I mean, oh man. I mean, the good thing is that at least it it's a good early warning system as well as something that will, just give you, that will actually fight for you. So I could see it where, something comes out, something's about to jump the party while they're resting and the dog starts watching, everybody gets up, then the whatever comes out and the party's fighting it, and then all of a sudden it just starts writhing in pain because all of a sudden the dog is taking chunks out of its back.
Hey, does that they can see invisible?
Yes.
Good.
And ethereal.
Good.
And it's like I said, any DM can circumvent this spell, but you have
I like the fact that it basically gives you a magical weapon if you need things for critters that can only be hit by magical weapons.
Oh yeah, well yeah, if whatever it is needs a +2 and all you got are +1s, yes, this will work. I mean, this thing will take
the
chunks.
Dog on him.
Exactly,
Yeah.
This thing will take chunks out of an iron golem. It really will.
It'll take chunks out of a demon, so you can actually go. You can actually go hang out in friggin' the ruins of friggin' some of these Mr. Nor, yeah. And
Mr.
about
Nor.
half of what's there you can get through.
Good place for Mr. Nor. Good thing to have for Mr. Nor.
Yeah, a lot of multi-dimensional spells such as the Magnificent Mansion and things like that. Places where it's not easy for the party to actually.
Even Lehman's tiny hut would help.
Yes, absolutely. Anything that takes the players, quote unquote, out of the world while they rest and recover. That's priceless, actually.
Yeah,
at least as far as I'm concerned.
As a player, yeah.
And as a DM, well,
Anyway, that's Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, folks. THACO's yes, sirree. And if you want to talk, THACOshammer@gmail.com.
Yep.
Let's get on to the snipe hunt.
Yes.
If you only had a living brain.
What do you think? Escaped gorilla?
Listen, you're making enough noise to wake up the dead. I don't have to wake him up. He's up.
It's time for a snipe hunt.
Snipe hunt. We got a lycanthrope. We got a were-shark.
Yes, we do.
Now, there's no reason they can't be like were-bullets, so they go on land.
Don't unlock certain people's imagination. Let's not do that. Not today. Yeah, the were-shark.
Boys, absolutely. Been there, done that.
I don't doubt that for a second. Okay. Okay. Let's break it down real quick.
Sure.
The The terrain, any ocean, of course. Frequency is very rare. Organization is solitary, thankfully. Diet is carnivore, of course. Intelligence is low to exceptional. That's like rated from 5 to 16. So that's a pretty widespread.
Yes, it is.
Alignment is neutral evil. Armor class.
It's just hungry.
Yes.
It's just
well,
hungry.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a shark.
That's why it's neutral evil.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hungry.
Yeah. Yeah. And whatever gets in his way is food. Exactly. Armor class is 0. Movement is 12 on land, 18 in the water. Hit dice is 10 plus 3. Yeah. This is rough. This is really rough.
Okay, then they can go on land if they
Yes, they
want.
can be the land shark. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Let's see. Well, no, actually, do they have a hybrid form?
Yes.
We'll get to that. Okay. They only attack with a bite. Damage is 5d4. They can attack with their special attacks are surprise, and I think they are able to swallow whole, believe it or not. Of course, silver and +1 weapons to hit. Swallow whole. I'll get yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
I'll get to that. Hang in there.
These are generally
20.
great white shark style were sharks.
Yes.
As opposed to those of us who went in depth and made all of the high
Gray
subspecies.
Gray shark, tiger shark, yeah.
THACO shark, bull shark, bull were shark, tiger were shark.
Yep.
Mako were shark.
Mm-hmm.
Hammerhead were shark. Featured in one of the Caribbean movies, so he's already been seen.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yep. Size is large, 20 feet long. Morale is steady at 11. XP value is 4,000. And it's kind of earned. Let's see. Wereshark is an avaricious hybrid of man and shark. These huge predators destroy large caches of fish and fishermen, and have been known to attack nearly any form of aquatic life, including the intelligent races such as tritons, sea elves, and mermen. The wereshark is a huge muscular brute when in human form, and it takes the form of a great white shark when transformed. Cruel and arrogant in its human form, the wereshark is even more vicious in shark form. And there's a 35% chance they can command and communicate with any ordinary shark. So yes, now you've got a school of sharks going around led by a wereshark. That's pretty frightening. Okay.
And all I need is a grapple attack to throw your ass in the water.
Yeah. Oh, it gets better than that.
Or a knockback, or any number of things, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Combat. In human form, weresharks tend to use their inordinate strength, ranging from 18 to 18 double-aught, to savagely attack people hand-to-hand. With an attack roll of 20, they can rip off an arm of grappled opponents. So basically they grab you, hold you for one round, and
rip your arm off.
If outnumbered by more than 3 to 1 or attacked with weapons, weresharks create distractions and quickly abandon the encounter, fleeing towards water and transforming to shark form for an easy getaway. So yes, they're cowards. If one-on-one, they're a big, bad, tough guy, but if they're faced with more than 3-on-1 or attacked with weapons, they immediately try to run away.
Tactically retreat to harass you and keep killing you over time.
Yes.
That's what they're doing, not running like cowards. They're choosing the battlefield.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
Strategic withdrawal. Yes, got it. Okay, when entering combat in the water, a wereshark swims beneath its opponents to have a clear attack on the victim's legs. The wereshark knows its enemies will find this attack nearly impossible to predict or defend against surprise. -6 rolls to surprise.
Wow.
-6. Wereshark bites for 5d4 points of damage and result in a number of severe gashes. Weresharks do not lock their jaws on their prey, but either gnaw or bite at their leisure and swallow their prey whole. If the attack is successful and exceeds the minimum roll to hit by 5 or more, the wereshark engulfs its victim in its jaws and swallows him or her whole.
Ooh.
For example, a wereshark that needs an attack roll of 5 to hit a Selkie, AC 5, can swallow it whole with an attack roll of 10 or more. In its stomach, a swallowed creature suffers 15 points of damage per round. If armed with an edged weapon, the victim can attempt to cut him or herself free. Attacks are cumulative, -1 penalties per round until they're free or they're dead.
Knock yourself out, Drax.
Yeah, have fun with that. He did
This
it.
is what battle ragers are useful for, and so are sharp, stabby halflings and other such things. To go, I intentionally leap down the throat because I don't like the teeth, and I'm wearing a ring of acid resistance. So screw you, stabby, 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 stabby.
Yep,
exactly.
Now, when you go into the fun world of these people start leveling up and they start taking assassin class levels, they start taking thief levels and start actually actively hiding in shadows in addition to the surprise attack from below. Then you start getting into Jaws territory. And just glump and people die, glump and people die. I'll come back tomorrow and get someone else.
You know what? This is me at prep for Astonishing Swords of Wereshark. There's no Wereshark there. Grab my 1 ebook. There is now.
Yeah, pow. Exactly. Okay.
Oh, that's so much fun.
They're on a ship. I'm going to have fun with this.
Let's see. A Wereshark is effective by only silver or enchanted weapons. All others are either deflected off the skin or sliced harmlessly through the outer skin, causing a flesh wound that heals immediately. Attacks from within can be made with any edged weapons, but the difficulty of movement within the Wereshark's stomach still makes THACO rolls necessary against an armor class of 5.
You know what you need?
What?
Morning Canaan's faithful harp seal.
Hey, that'll work.
There's a modification to a spell. Okay. No, just summon dolphins, that's all. In human form, Weresharks can breathe underwater for 1 hour. If they do not get air after this time, they suffer 1 to 10 points of damage around till they drown, breathe real air, or transform into a shark.
So if in shark form they can breathe water?
No, yeah.
In shark form, they breathe water. In human form, they need air, but they can hold their breath for an hour before they need to start checking, which is equivalent to saying they can be underwater long enough to kill you dead anyway.
Yeah,
so PC can last for an hour without magical assistance.
Exactly. So, yeah, a Wereshark could also grab somebody, grapple him, don't even have to rip an arm off, just leap off the dock into the water and just keep going down. Because, he can stay down there underwater for an hour. You with your 18 constitution cannot. You cannot survive for an hour. It's more like, I'd say on average, like 12 rounds, 12 minutes. Maybe as many as 15.
Then if you break free of the grapple and start trying to spend several rounds swimming your way back up, he just turns into a shark and eats you.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's how he has the advantage. That's how I'd use the Wereshark, that's for sure.
Good stuff to watch is 47 meters down and 47 meters to uncaged. Deep Blue Sea 1, 2, and 3. Jaws 1 through 5. Sure, I'll give them credit for that.
And Discovery Channel's Shark Week.
Yeah, I was about to say Shark Week, yeah. Jeez.
Lava Shark versus Sharktopus.
No, we're not going that way.
Why don't we just watch Shark?
Keep sci-fi out of this.
Why don't we just watch Sharknado? Why don't we just watch Sharknado?
Oh yeah, there's those two. Stop. I have the picture of the miniature for the Sharknado. I've sent it to you before.
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah. Yes.
And there's actually an anime actually went and did what I told everybody they should be doing for years anyway. And they took some sharks and they made them fly and able to breathe air and made them invisible. So the evil aquatic coastal druid, Animal Mancer, who decides he needs some guardian animals, who puts flying, air-breathing sharks around his tower.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Or the underwater... You take the underwater temple area of the U series of modules when you're doing the Sahagin stronghold, and you have them cast guards and wards in the underwater area, so you have underwater and mist and the sharks. Ooh, it's awesome. It's evil. It's so evil. I love it. I'm not showing my bias, am I?
No, not at all.
No, not much.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
Okay. Let's do the Habitat and Society real quick. Human weresharks are primarily solitary creatures in either form. Occasionally, they might cooperate on a limited basis with each other, with Sahuagin, or with priests of various evil sea gods, but these instances are quite rare. Weresharks are first and foremost individualists out for their own gain. Yeah, neutral evil. That's exactly what that is.
I can see them running like a shop on the docks, like bait or fishing equipment or some kind of nautical thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I could see a group of, I could see
and
like,
recommend some nice isolated fishing spots for you to go to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I could see like a Weird Shark stevedore, and every so often, he gets paid to to take certain people out. He could be an assassin, since full on put that idea in my head. And all he's basically got to do is just say, you just hear from the other dock workers like, yeah, don't go near Steve over there.
You could have the evil wizard who does experiments on creatures take the laser eyes from the disintegrator eye from a beholder and stick it on the head of a wereshark. So now you have sharks with lasers on their heads.
Stop.
No, not gonna. Not gonna.
Oh my God.
Or I could see them as part of a pirate crew, like the second. Mr. You send somebody over, you make them walk the flag, you just hear Mr. Sharky, and you point.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that but basically, Captain basically says, well, you can walk the plank, or I'm gonna send Sharky over here to take you off the plank. What does that mean? Yeah. He's gonna grab you. And he's going to jump in the water, and you're going to go down into the depths. And then he doesn't even know.
Hey, let's have some equal opportunity here. Make it Amazon women, women sharks, and they can give you death by snoo-snoo.
No. They just eat you.
Well, after you're done with the snoo-snoo, they bite your head off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, talk to me.
All right. The weird shark typically has an entourage of several common sharks which attack in concert with the weird shark. In heavily shark-infested waters, yes, the scent of blood often brings swarms of sharks and whips them into a feeding frenzy. Weird sharks, out of cruelty, often make passing attacks at victims simply to entice other sharks into attacking them while it waits to collect any treasure such as magical weapons and items. So yeah, it does have treasure type W in for its lair. So that makes perfect sense because that's almost all magic items. Weird sharks in human forms tend to be maimed in some way, missing a limb, an eye, scars, or other disfigurement, though these marks are not evident when they're in shark form. They're fiercely territorial, staking claims on sunken ships and undersea caves and defending them to the death. They often plunder these areas so they can use the treasures found for their own gain above the waves. There are also persistent rumors among the sea dwellers of Sahuagin weird sharks that are treated as holy warriors and are larger than any known human weird sharks. 12 hit dice. How about that?
Oh yeah.
And there's Sahuagin on top of it.
Yes. Yeah. And, Yeah.
Hey, you get yourself some Isle of Dread Polynesian shark worshippers.
Yep.
Instead of ape worshippers, and you can have all kinds of fun with this.
Oh yeah. Oh, and they've got Kopru they got trained Kopru.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the Isle of Dread intimately. I know that very well. But yeah,
they don't have trained Kopru. The Kopru trained you. That's how I took out an entire party by accident.
Yeah.
They went into the Kopru lair and everybody failed their saves.
Yep. No.
Game over.
Yep. Game over. Time to re-roll. Time to re-roll because that's pretty much over and done with.
This is why I leave the Kopru out of File of Dread when I run it.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's for a high level. See, that's the thing about it. It's like the dinosaurs and the Kopru are for the higher level parties, like 6th, 7th level on average.
That's why you got to remember to level up your parties during the adventure so that they can become the high level party by the time they get that deep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And see, that's what I like about basic. You don't have to go back and train. You level up in the field. That's why I changed. That's why when I ran Hammers of the Duchy, I said, you know what, we need to do this way because I'm not going to break up the action by having you guys go back and train. The only time you should actually train is if you're actually going to learn an NWP that's like really intensive, like engineering, mining,
or multi-class.
Yeah, or multi-class, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, Yeah, it's one of those kind of deals. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, leveling up in the field, I mean, that's important in that kind of adventure where you can't get back to civilization.
I wouldn't mind substituting the were-sharks for the Cobra in Isle of Dread. Ooh. I think that would be kind of fun.
10 plus 3 hit dice, that's more dangerous than the Cobra.
But it takes out the mind control, so...
How about, it takes out the mind control. How about a were-shark worshipped by the natives as a god?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then there's just one.
Center everything around the giant black pearl around the Kraken. The Kraken, the Sahagin, and the were-sharks. That's a good mix.
Wow. Yeah, I'm always using that black pearl. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, you want to know what? Stuff. That's how you go back. That's how you go back to the Isle of Dread. That's what originally my grandchildren, when I ran Isle of Dread, that's why they're there. They were trying to get the black pearl. They had to fight a couple of giant alligators to do it.
Don't forget to mix in a little bit of the Meg there. Since you have dinosaurs on the land, you need to have dinosaurs in the water. So you can have the ichthyosaurs and you can have the megalodons. So now you can have the 15-die great white shark.
Oh God! and the power level keeps rising.
Anyway, we've given you guys enough trouble to create in your own campaign.
Additional references that you can look at for really good examples of were-shark activity will include the anime Dororo, which is awesome and very sexy and on Amazon, and you all should watch it. Mm-hmm. It has some very good shark elements in that. And then every other shark movie that we've talked about already, including the really cheap-ass made-for-cable ones like Sharktopus.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, talk to us. THACOshammer@gmail.com. Yep, that was a fun one.
I don't find it fishy at all.
Ouch.
I'm gonna have to slam this splat book closed.
We got him going.
Yeah. Quick, close the book and get out of here. Yeah.
This is what friggin' absence makes happen. I have to vent. It gets creative. And then people die and acknowledge and welcome my ideas and inflict them on their parties.
Oh, dear.
You're welcome.
Oh, dear.
It hurts my head. It burns. Yes. Anyway, say goodbye, Brian.
Goodbye, Brian. I can't say a word. I'm overloaded. It has been too long.
Full on.
Y'all have a wonderful time out there in Gamer Nation land. Stay safe, stay warm, stay freaky, and get your game on.
Yes, and all you guys swim back to your ponds. And I'm GM Glen, for once.
Mm-hmm.
Saying we'll see you next time. Yes?
I almost forgot. The other thing to look into would be the the Van Richten's Guide to Lycanthropes has, I believe, a chapter that does talk about the were-shark and a little bit more on it. Or you can dip into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with its references for shark people, or White Wolf Games, the were-sharks in that. They give you more of the species inputs if you're looking for how to finesse and style your were-sharks into all the other interesting species of sharks besides the everybody's favorite great whites.
Well, I do have Van Richten's Monster Hunters Compendium, so I'll look those up on there. So, anyway.
And if it doesn't have it, it should. You can probably find it on the web.
Yes. I probably got it on here. But, anyway, if you guys are up to I'm DM Glen. We'll see you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer. Bye-bye.
THACO's Hammer theme is provided by the Diablo Swing Orchestra. You'll find them on Jamendo.com. All other additional music for this episode was provided by Kevin MacLeod. You'll find more of his music on Incompetech.com. Be sure to visit our website at THACOshammer.info. If you have any questions or comments, email us at THACOshammer@gmail.com. Remember, that's an O, not a 0. You can also find us on the second edition forums at osrgaming.org and at purpleworm.org. Or give us a call and leave us a voicemail at 405-806-0555. See you next time when the hammer comes down on THACO's Hammer.